Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're doing great on this day, whatever daytime you're watching. I hope you are doing fantabulous. I really want to encourage my sisters to love yourself, know your worth, because we're living in a time right now where many people are seeking to diminish our value, make us feel that we shouldn't have a seat at the table or even have our own table. So, what I would like to do is read a letter out of the love letters to my girls. Um, you probably noticed this book. It's normally right here. But this book, Love Letters to My Girls, it was written by a little over 100 black women, came together to write this book. I'm fortunate to be one of the co-authors of this book. And we wrote it as the, I don't know if you guys can see the subtitle, Love Letters to My Girls, 100 plus black women speak to the hearts and souls of black women and girls. So we wrote this for us to know our worth, to unapologetically love ourselves. So if you hadn't got a copy of this and you're a black woman, I highly recommend, or even not, um, even just not for yourself, but if you have a daughter, just the women in your life, they need this. This is our resource guide, and just reading a love letter every day. Can you imagine? I'm sure many of us young ladies, we've had guys who write us that love letter, and we get all warm and fuzzy inside. But what if you did that for you? What if you read a love letter that just focused on you developing your self love, and you did that for over 100 days? How different would your life look? So, I read this letter. Hope you ladies enjoy. Dear sister, you've been in my thoughts. I hope you're doing well. This letter is simply to send you a few encouraging words and to remind you to keep pressing forward on this journey called life, just in case you feel like settling. It's funny. As little girls, we may have had thoughts, even preconceived ideas about how our life's path would go. Years were planned out and deadlines set. As I've gotten older, I realized that nobody told me to make room for detours, curveballs, winding roads, missteps, and stuff beyond my control. Here's some news. Every event has everything to do with who you are and will shape who you will become. You should know the tapestry of your life was predestined. Before you were born, your entry into this world was stamped in time. You were earmarked with your birthday, your parents, the level of melanin in your skin, and the circumstances of you. That's how important you are, down to every finite detail. Your arrival was not a mistake and could not have been more perfectly orchestrated. It all happened according to plan. You must wonder why I'm telling you all of this. I want you to know that on your best days and your worst days, you matter, and you never have to settle. Unlike a car, you retain your value regardless of the amount of mileage your life has, how often you've moved from one location to another, or having traveled the dirtiest roads. Settling does not have to be your option. Settling denotes sitting or resting in a comfortable position. While that may not be a bad thing occasionally, I encourage you to not settle because you don't believe you deserve better or because someone told you not to strive for more, or because you made mistakes and now your mind is replaying them back to you. Okay, maybe it's none of the above. Perhaps everything is perfect, and that's the problem. All is well with the world, but you lost your motivation. You can't seem to figure out the next best course of action for you. That's okay. Every test has an expiration date. There's no reason to settle. Push, push, or pray until something happens for you. It will break. Better days are coming. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and even when it does, sometimes it doesn't yield what we think it should. Don't let anyone's ideal of you, don't let anyone's ideal of who you are get mixed up with who you think you should be. Settling and choosing are two different mindsets. You get to do both or either. The question is, who do you think of yourself? This life affords us many opportunities. We never have to settle on the wrong where we've landed. You've been provided just enough light for the step you're on. So take one step at a time, loving you to life. So that's one of the letters out of the love letters to my girls. I will be sure to drop my link tree in this video description where you can get a copy of Love Letters to My Girls. I want to remind you, love yourself. Love is a inside job. It starts with you, and as you unapologetically love yourself and know your worth, it's a domino effect. It affects every single relationship, whether it's in personal life or professional life. When you start loving yourself, people will respond accordingly. So, as always, I'm always wishing love, health, and happiness. Until next time, stay blessed.